am a poet, I'm a writer, I'm the author of Surviving Loss. I stay here, Goma Melody, and yeah, I love poetry, I love creating a bunch of stuff, and I love education. Okay, my definition of art is having a space where you can express yourself whatever way you want to. So for me, a definition of art is a blank page. Like, you can do whatever you want to do with it. You can spread yourself, you can spread out your ideas. It's a free space. It's a space that you own as an artist. So that's what art is for me. What I love about art mostly is, I love many things about art. I love that like time can just pass and I won't even see how many hours I've been sitting doing stuff I love. I love that it brings me so much joy. Like, it makes me happy, and seeing the final product of something that I created, just, it's so fulfilling that I keep doing it again and again and again. And yeah, it's therapeutic. That's what I love the most. What inspires me the most? I think it's different every day, or every moment is different. I'm inspired by creating a new language for things that I don't have a language for. Like, I write mostly about depression, I write mostly about poverty, I write about mental health. I think that's mostly dear to me. And I didn't have the language for that before I started writing about it. And creating a language for it and finding out that I can have the words to talk about things that I experience, it makes me to keep pushing, and it inspires me to keep going. Just finding new languages and having conversations and just, communicating. So it's important for all human beings to have a healthy mind, to have a healthy working mind. As artists, I think it's very crucial because we get most of our creativity from our mind, of course. But also, I think when it comes to creating, there are so many processes that comes with creating something, and sometimes we access all these dark spaces, and it's important that we are equipped with the life skills that we're able to go back to pull out what we want to pull from the dark spaces and create work that speaks to what we want to speak about, but at the same time be able to go back to a healthy space and a healthy mind. I believe if as artists we are healthy, then we can create more things and we are more awake and alive for the things that we created. Okay, so as an artist, like, I practice almost every day as a writer. Most of the challenges I come across is getting my work rejected. So I send my work out to journals, I send my work out to books for publications, and the biggest challenge I've experienced with sending my work out was rejection, and dealing with rejection and critique from editors and publishers. That was like hard. In the beginning of my career, there was a time where I was like, you know what, I'm not sending my work out. If so many people are rejecting it, then it means it's not worth it. And as a performer, a poet, on stage, off stage, what I've experienced mostly in, like, money. Like, people sometimes don't want to pay you, sometimes you agree on a payment plan, like, okay, you're gonna pay me this much, you're gonna pay me this much before, you're gonna pay me this much afterwards. But then having to deal with people that don't keep their word has been it's been hard, but I've been learning my way around it, especially legally, where I'm like, okay, I'll take you to small claims court and how to claim and to get people to pay me money. And I think as an artist, what I've learned is that you also need to be business-minded. Especially if you're living off your art, you need to be business-minded. You need to take initiative to educate yourself, whether it's online for free or whether it's asking around people that are in the same industry as you. And so most of the challenges that I've been experiencing in poetry, I'm finding solutions for them bit by bit. Yeah. Okay, so I started my business called Busi last year around March. Busi creates a vibrant brand. It's all about expressing yourself, finding accessories that express how you feel, standing out, being out there, just being a star with your jewelry. And I started Busi Creates last year as a way to, I wanted to carry on being a poet, but it was more costing to be a poet. It was at a point where I needed to get a job so that I can stay and do the poetry. So I needed something that can sponsor my career as I was starting out in poetry, and that was my business. So I do jewelry, I do handmade stuff, I do stuff like this and this. Yeah. And one of the biggest challenges that I experienced when I started the business is that, so I had 200 rand. I went to my Hammerstad to buy things that I need to make my jewelry. And when I was done shopping and I was ready to catch a taxi and come home, I got mugged. And they just took the plastic and ran with it. So I had to wait for about 2 weeks so I can officially start my business again when I have money. But that was the biggest challenge of all. Another challenge I experienced is orders. I get so many orders and my time is limited and I can't afford to pay someone. So it's just balancing the hours and making sure I deliver on time. But that's just it. The biggest challenge is that I got mugged when I was starting out my business. And yeah, I just had to hope that next time I go back to shop, I won't get mugged. Yeah. My art form is influenced by so many platforms. So for example, like I said that I make beats. Sometimes I'll be making beats and a poem will just come. I'm like, oh, I need to stop doing beats and write poetry. Or sometimes I'll be writing a poetry and I'm like, oh, I already know what earrings I want to wear when I'm performing this. And when I'm done writing, I start doing some beats. But outside of the art forms that I work with, music has influenced most of my poetry. Jazz has played a big role. Hip-hop sometimes hip-hop will just get me going. I'm like, yeah, because it gives you that confidence and that ego boost that sometimes I need in my poetry. Painting, visual arts. I think all art forms influence my work to a certain extent, because most of the time I spend most of my time ingesting art, just being surrounded by artists, going out to art shows and stuff like that. So I think I'm more open to art, and it inspires my poetry. Okay, so traveling has expanded my world, and arriving in another country, doing poems, doing your work, and finding out that people are actually willing to listen to you, that you have an impact in other people's lives. Even, it doesn't matter where they live, how far they are. That was it made me realize and to take what I'm doing more seriously. That if poetry can make me travel the world and interact with other people and other cultures, then I'm on the right track. I can do more with this. So it just opened up my world. I dream of other bigger things now, and I'm more confident about it than I was before. Traveling also, it made me see what the poetry space is like in other countries. Poetry is big out there in the world. It's huge, it's well funded, it's well run. There's so much support, and it gives me hope that this can also happen in South Africa, and I see it happening. So yeah. So when I created my book, before I wanted to self-publish my book, Surviving Loss. But that didn't go well because I needed funding to publish it. But out of nowhere, my current publisher, Vangile Ganj, who's also a poet I look up to, she inboxes me. She's like, hey, send me your manuscript. I'm like, what? I sent her my manuscript. She likes it. And then she's like, we'll publish you. Okay? So that's when the process of actually putting the book together started, when I knew that it's really getting published. I collected all the poems I've written and I started writing more poems. The process was that I just wrote. I didn't think about what the people would want to read or what the audience will want to see on the book compared to what they see on stage. Just created what I think was my voice. And Vangile, who was helping me with the editing, then we went mostly on what I wanted to say when we were putting it together, and so far it's been received well. So I named my book Surviving Loss because I think of survival as it's something that keeps on happening. Okay, let me start that. I named my book Surviving Loss because survival is an everyday effort. Like, you keep on putting the work to survive. It's not something that, oh, I survived and then it ends there. Some things have happened a long time ago in our lives, but because they are so embedded in our minds, they still affect how we think, they still affect how we see the world, they affect how we react to some stuff, and sometimes they come with trauma that stays with us and is damaging to us. So even if something happened years ago, you still have to survive it. You still have to reprogram your mind and to find ways to deal with it and to find your image and stop identifying with the pain. So Surviving Loss was actually, as a personal diary, was me saying to myself that I've survived, and if I've survived yesterday, I'll survive today, and I'll survive tomorrow. And also I was just trying to find ways to stay alive without worrying about, oh my god, I'm surviving. You know, this lifestyle of every day you wake up and you're trying to survive and trying to survive. But then what happens when we're done surviving is that we start living, and I wanted to be alive. So I just wanted to be done with the surviving and start being alive and living the life I want to live. So in Mamelodi, there's been like this growth that I've been experiencing, that I've been seeing. A lot of artists are running their own shows. They're not waiting to get funding or to get money. They're doing their shows. If there's no venue, they'll do a show, go packing, and that's just there's been like this push, whether there are resources or not. And I think what we need mostly now is resources, because we have talent, we have the time, we have the community, the people gathering and making stuff happen. What we need now is resources. And when it comes to the country, I think like we're growing like so much. What we need now is also resources in the whole country. But I think as artists, what we need more than resources is collaboration. I think if we put all the little that we have, each of us, and we collaborate, then we have something bigger and more timely. Like, it can survive the test of time. So I think, yeah, we need to collaborate, all the little stuff we have, put them together, then we'll make something big. Okay, so if you want to be a poet or an author, the first thing is to believe that you can be that. I think that's the first thing. And the second step, I'll say, be in the know about the industry you want to be in. Read other people's work, go to other people's show, be obsessed about what you want to do, and then write. Write a lot. If you want to be an author, you have to write a lot, and you have to be ready to get critique, and keep on working on your work. Keep editing your poems, keep on improving on them. Everything takes time, but if you want to publish your work, there are so many ways you can go about it. You can self-publish your work, or you can find a publisher. Read more, research, read more on what ways you can get your book out, and research and ask questions around. Yeah. Okay. Okay, if art was a place for me, it would definitely be my bedroom. It'll definitely be my bedroom because I spend so much time in my bedroom writing or just changing stuff around, renovating. But it'll definitely be my bedroom. It's the place I'm most comfortable in. It's the place I'm most happy in. It's the place where I get most of the work done. And like I explained, that for me art is a space, like a free space where you can create, and that's my bedroom for me, so that will be the place. So when it comes to mindset, it depends like on each poem. Like if you're writing a happy poem, you'll have to be in a happy space. If you're writing a sad poem, you'll have to access some bit of sadness inside yourself. So poetry and writing is mostly emotion driven. So whatever emotion you're trying to write on, like you have to have access to that emotion. That's what adds humanity. That's what adds rawness and realness to the poem, is you actually being in that mindset you're trying to write. If you want to write about world peace, you'll have to get into a mindset where you believe, okay, world peace, what world peace looks like, what it feels like, and whatnot. So it depends on the poem that you're writing. Writing is not very technical in such a way that you have to sit down or you have to write on your computer or whatnot. Everybody has their own processes. Maybe some people have to write on their computers only. But for me, what drives my writing is that it's emotion driven. If I need to write about a certain emotion, I need to be able to access it. It's not about where I am. I can be in the taxi, I can even be walking, I can be eating, I can be watching a movie or whatnot. Once a poem comes to me, it comes to me with what it feels like, and I try to make sure that that feeling is what comes out of the poem. So currently I'm obsessed with orange, red and yellow. Those colors to me, they mean sunshine, happiness, bright colors. I'm at a space where in my life I don't want to disappear. I want to be out there. I want my work to be accessed. Even outside of my work, I just want to be out there. Like if I'm walking in the street, but woo, lo sisi, and red, orange, yellow, they just make you stand out. They're my happy colors. They're my happy colors.